Morning VC, John here. Good Friday. Hope you're having a good, well, start of a good break. I'm not sure whether everywhere in the world says a public holiday on Good Friday, but we've got Friday and Monday off, and anyway, it's nice to have a long weekend. Got back in from work last night after being away since Monday. Didn't know there was a package waiting for me, and although I'd ordered a couple of things, and I will do a second video about the other things because there's something there I want to show you. But the first one I opened, immediately I realised where it had come from. A few weeks ago I was looking on Facebook, and Hurst, Dave, posted a Springsteen album. I think it was Born in the USA. I was drawn to Dave's name simply because he's a namesake, or a near namesake, slightly different spelling, of one of the greatest footballers the country's ever seen. Who played for Sheffield Wednesday in England, and was one of my heroes in the early 90s. Anyway, David posted my first Springsteen, and for some time I've had a number of copies of Greetings from Ashby Park, New Jersey, so I thought, and I got a nice Canadian one, so I thought I'll send him that, and I sent him a quick note and something else. And Dave immediately got in touch through Facebook and said he was wanting to send something back, which it wasn't necessary at all. It never is, not for anybody to do that. But that is the great thing about the VC. I've sort of talked about it before, and I'll probably talk about it again. Just an enormous feeling of goodwill towards people, which I just love to be part of. So he asked me a few things that I liked, and I didn't really sort of say very much, to be honest, because I was thinking it just doesn't seem like the done thing to me to be sort of making demands of people. So anyway, I opened the package, which was quite thick, and I was surprised, and he said, and straight away this dropped out, and it said, to John, read this after checking the vinyl first, please. Regards, Dave. And I thought, that sounds a bit mysterious. So I unpacked the box. I've got no patience at all, so I would have done a live unpacking if I had any patience, but unfortunately I don't, and I have to see what's there. And the first thing that came out was this, and I was aware that this was likely to be in there. It's a copy of Tunnel of Love, the single, which comes from Tunnel of Love, the album. And David actually mailed me and said had I got it, and bizarrely, despite the fact that it is one of my favourite Bruce Springsteen albums, I did see him live on tour, I never have this, and it's a great cover as well. I don't think I've got it on 12 inch, trying to think. I don't think I've got it on 12 inch either. No, and it's just one of those gaps. So that was the first thing that came out, and it's interesting because the B-side isn't on the album. It's called Two for the Road, and that only made an appearance probably a good 10 years later, about 10 years later, on the Tracks box set. But I've listened through this a couple of times, and just, you know, it could be a double A-side. Both songs are equally good. So that was the first thing that came out. Then there was this 10-inch single, Suzanne Vega, Marlena on the Wall, and if you can see that, it's from the album. The first time, I can't even recall what it's called. Actually, it might say on there. Just Suzanne Vega, self-titled. I thought I couldn't remember, which I did get when it came out, but I've never seen this before. So that was a 10-inch single. Again, really nice condition. On A&M Records, which uninitiated, the A is Herb Alpert of Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, or Tijuana Brass. And then two 12-inch singles came out. Simple Minds, neither of which I've got. All the Things She Said, extended version, and the B-side, Promise You a Miracle, which is one of my favourite Simple Minds songs. And then this is Ghost Dancing with Jungle Land, not the same as the Bruce Springsteen song, or very different sounding. So that was a 7-inch, a 10-inch and 2 12-inches. And then there was this, which I thought, how bizarre, because I bought this album only a few weeks ago, until, and you might recall from the video, so I looked inside, and it's the red vinyl version, and then I just burst out laughing, because when we were in Sister Ray Records in London, there was 2 copies, and one was black vinyl and this was the red vinyl, and there was a couple of pounds difference in the price. So I asked them a question, and I found them to, sorry VC, my camera ran out there. As I was saying about Bernie Tormé, I was a massive fan of, he's most well known for playing in Ian Gillan's solo band in the early 80s, and I was a big fan of Gillan, the band. Bernie Tormé was very into militaria. He used to come on in like a cavalry jacket and a bullet belt. His hair was all peroxide and all over the place, and he used to have like a lightning bolt, which I tried to draw on my face, similar one when I was about 17, using my sister's makeup, while she was out, of course, otherwise there would have been big trouble. To not much success, it has to be said. And anyway, Bernie Tormé has never really hit the heights that he should have done, I don't think. And in fact, Yannick Gers, who replaced him in Gillan, is now a member of Iron Maiden and has had far more success, and I don't think he's as good a guitarist. But anyway, I did say in my video that when I was buying these records, I looked at the black vinyl and the red vinyl, and I decided to buy the black vinyl even though it was £2 cheaper. And after the shop staff, who I found to be great, even though there's been some adverse comment about them on Facebook, I just plumped, they cleaned the record on the shop cleaning machine, and it was great. But I did say that I'd regretted it, I think, on there, and wished I'd sort of bought the red vinyl, so David recognised that and bought it, so or sourced it for me, as he said, and it totally blew me away. I was over the moon to get it, and then I opened the letter. I did as I was instructed, that I didn't read it, and it's a really nice note, but there's just one paragraph, and he says, "I thought it would be fun to send a 7-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch and LP. After talking with you and watching your videos, I settled on the enclosed." As I say, it's the thing about the VC, it's a great bunch of people. I love to be involved with it. Getting things in the post is just as good now as when I was 7, 8 or 9 to me. It's still a massive thrill. It's a thrill that somebody's actually looked for things for me and sent them to me. Can't thank you enough, Dave. I'm really looking forward to finding some things to send back to you at some point, but it will be after you've appeared on YouTube, because I want it to be slightly more tailored, so we're waiting now for your videos. Thanks, Dave. Have a good Easter. Hope the family are well, and the same to everybody else in the VC. Cheers.